Yeah, except I have to stand forever. Nobody's watching anyway. Oh, one viewer. It's probably Ron. Hi, Ron.
The first inning for the BlackBears, number 18, MJ.
Okay, sorry about the quality of the video. Maybe a little shaky because I'm holding it by hand. Albany has a one-person press box. So first up to bat is MJ Fogel. Looks at a ball low and outside. Strike one. Nice thing about this is you guys are going to have a great view of first base. Okay, fouled it off. Count is 1-2. Pitching for Albany is Brittany McCron. Okay, right at us, fouled off by Fogel. Ball two, count is 2-2. Strike three, looking, and Maine has one down. Up to the plate is sophomore Dagmar Rouse from O'Fallon, Illinois. Ball high. Verizon, telephone. Oh, Ralph pops it up. It's out into left field. Caught for the out. Two down. I may have some guest commentators because I see Mr. Kelly, Mr. McDowell coming over. Yes, it's on audio.
Oh, good.
So
hi, Teresa.
Up to the plate is senior Jen Eberhardt. Jen's batting about 202 on the season. Swing and a miss, strike one.
Go, Jen.
Ball one, 1-1. Black Bears have two down. strike one, strike two. Swing and a miss, strike three. Maine goes down 1-2-3. Taking the mound for Maine in this first of three with Albany is sophomore Kylie Sparks. Behind the plate is MJ Fogel. First base is Hillary Kane. Second, Kristen Kozlowski. Third base is Nikki Byron. And in the outfield, we have Jessica Burke in right, Lindsay Jenkins in center, and Dagmar Ralphs in left. They'll be facing the top three of the Great Danes order that has been batting over 400. They've had a great hitting season so far. I believe first up for the Great Danes will be the speedy Vicky McFarland, who leads the team in stolen bases as well as batting average. Could be wrong, and that's because, as I said, I'm operating outside here without all my data. Okay, Vicky McFarland is a freshman who had a great debut season with the Great Danes. I think she's batting over 450. Oh, she looks at strike one, fooled by Sparks on the first pitch. Ball one low. McFarland did not chase. Nice low strike two. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to one of the most dangerous hitters in Albany's lineup. Fouled it off over the dugout. Didn't come this way. If it does, if we suddenly lose video and I duck, that's because there's a ball heading this way. Ball low. Count is 2-2. Ball in the dirt. Nice job blocking by Fogel. Count is now full. McFarland is not a player you want on base because of her speed. Oh, she pops it up. Both Jenkins and Eberhard are going for it. Ralphs gets it for the out. So McFarland is retired.
The right fielder, Taylor French.
Brings up the right fielder, Taylor Franich. Left-handed slapper, strike one. Pops it up, Byron runs for it, no play. Ball in the dirt. 1-2. Ball outside. 2-2. Taps it down the left field line. Count is still 2-2. Hit right to Lindsey Jenkins, retires a second batter for Albany. So now 2 down. Pops it up on the first pitch. Jen Everhart gets it to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for Maine. Top of the second inning, no score. Mel Corsino. You invading my purse, dear?
Leading off the top of the second inning, the designated player number 20, Gene Stevens.
Up to the plate for Maine is Gene Stevens. Gene has been a power hitter for Maine this season, leading the team in home runs. Stevens is a sophomore catcher from Albany, Oregon. Stevens fouls it off to the right, but no, it's not foul, it's fair, right inside for a double. So Stevens gets it started off with Maine with a pop-up right on the line. Nice placement.
The first baseman, number 9, Hillary Cole.
Go, Hillary.
Swing and a miss for first baseman Hillary Kane. Kane looks at strike 2. Fouled it off down the third base line. Still 0-2 on Kane. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Kane is retired. This brings freshman Nikki Byron, third baseman, Topanga Canyon, California. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Hit down the third base line. Byron fouled it back. Count is still 0-2.
Hey, one down here, here we go again, here we go. So Nikki, find the middle of the ball now, here we go.
Fouled another one off to stay alive. Black Bears have one out. One player on second. Center fielder Lindsey Jenkins waits on deck. Byron fouled it over the backstop. Still 0-2. Pops it up. Third and left fielder are going for it. Left fielder can't handle it. Oh, nope, she did. I guess she came up with the ball. Byron is retired. And that brings up center fielder Lindsey Jenkins to the plate. Right fielder Jess Burke is on deck. Stevens is still at second. No movement off that ball. Jenkins pops it up right over the Great Danes dugout. Strike one. Fouled it back, strike two.
Go, Lizzie! Go! Trouble!
Okay, ground out to the pitcher. 3 down for Maine. So at the end of 1.5 innings, no score. Strike one. Popped it up this way, but over enough of our head that we don't have to duck. Mr. McDowell is running for the ball. 0-2 on the first baseman, Castro. Popped up again, same direction. Still 0-2. Fouled it off. Okay. Nice line drive. Third baseman can't handle it. Throw from Eberhardt to Kane is not in time. That's going to be scored as a hit for Castro. So the Great Danes now have one on, the number 4 hitter. So Lauren Alcorn, number 22, is up showing the bunt. Sparks can't get to it in time. So the Great Danes are on with 2 hits. We have one on first and one on second. So runners on first and second, no outs. Another bunt behind the backstop, no play for Fogel. Another bunt, Fogel can't handle it. I think that's going to be a pass ball. Runners advance to second and third. Count is 1-1. Again, sorry for the wiggling. Line drive up center field. Jenkins comes in, gets it. That's going to have 1 run score. And Alcorn will be held up at third. So with 1 run in for Albany, no outs, runners on the corners. This brings up the number 7 hitter in Albany's batting order. Another passed ball moves another runner from first over to second. At bat is the catcher, Kylie Apostolina. Looking over to the bullpen, Coach Coots has McDowell warming up Spore. Apostolina pops it up. It's heading over here. Sorry, I had to wiggle, but there was no play on that. Count is 0-2 on Apostolina. Swing and a miss. That retires catcher Kelly Apostolina. That brings up the number 8 hitter in Albany's lineup. And again, I'm sorry, but I can't run my stats while I'm sitting here holding this, so you're going to have to go with my memory, which isn't always that great. Oh, back to the left. It is not over, but at the fence. Ralph goes in for it, gets it into Eberhardt. But that will score 2 runs for Albany. So the score is now 3 for Albany. They have 1 out this inning and runner on second base. This brings up senior Diane McDowell. McDowell is hitting 184 on the season, which is lower, I believe, than she was hitting last year. She's also really fast. So you don't want to let her on base. Again, there's only 1 out, and the dangerous Vicki McFarland waits on deck. McDowell fouls it off. Backstop, no play for Fogel. Strike one. Strike two, rather. Strike one? 0-2 on McDowell. Strike three. McDowell goes down. So there are 2 outs. Vicky McFarland at the plate. Leadoff hitter, highest batting average for Albany. Highest stolen bases. Freshman for Albany. Be doing damage to the Great Danes for the next 4 seasons. Strike one. McFarland looks at it. This is actually the second weekend of conference play for Albany. They played Bingham. They played UMBC last week. Won the 2 on Saturday and lost on Sunday. McFarland fouls it off, so Sparks is quickly ahead, 0-2 on Vicky McFarland. Fouled it back. Still 2 strikes. McFarland right to Eberhardt. Grabs it for the out. So at the end of 2 complete innings, Albany is ahead by 3 runs on 4 hits. Maine has had 1 hit. The right field pop-up right on the line by Gene Stevens in the 2nd inning. So up first for Maine is going to be right fielder Jessica Burke, followed by second baseman Kristen Kozlowski, which should bring us back to the top of the order with MJ Fogel on deck. Brittany McFawn is still on the mound for Albany.
The new guy.
Moving on to the top of the 3rd inning, the right fielder, number 14, Jessica Burke.
Burke looks at strike one. Ball, 1-1. Fouled it off, 1-2. Two and two. As Burke waits for the pitch. Fouls it off. That little dribbler right to the pitcher, fires it over to Castro at first for the out. This brings up Kristen Kozlowski. Kozlowski leads the team in walks.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 1, Kristen Kozlowski.
Freshman second baseman from Castro Valley, California. Pops it up to the left. Strike 1 on Kozlowski. Ball. Count is 1-1. Ball 2. Ball high. The count is 3-1 on Kozlowski. Kozlowski leads Maine in walks. Strike. Full count. Strike 3 looking. So it's 2 down for the Black Bears. That brings up catcher MJ Fogle, top of the Black Bears order. Swing and a miss. Fogle fouls it off. Strike 2. We're in the top of the 3rd inning, with Albany leading 3-0. Black Bears have 2 outs. Catcher MJ Fogle at the plate. Ball low. Fogle does not chase. Fogle goes down looking. So that's 3 outs for the Black Bears as we enter the bottom of the 3rd inning. Sparks will return to the mound. DH Gene Stevens warms her up while Fogle gets back into her gear. It says a lot for how focused these Black Bears are, that they're running in and out past the camera and nobody's bothering to wave hello to their parents. They're all focused on the game. Sparks looking to hold them here. I believe this is number 2 in the order for the Great Danes. First pitch is fouled up behind behind the third base dugout. Ball in the dirt, right past Fogel, no damage. Ball 2. That one couldn't stay in Fogel's gloves. Sparks has been throwing with a lot of movement today. Okay, hit goes past the third baseman to Jen Eberhard, throws it over to first baseman Hillary Kane, not in time. So they have the Albany has a leadoff hitter on first base. So this brings up the third baseman for Albany. Shows bunt. That was a ball low. Really nice stop by Fogel. Quick reflexes. Cat quick on that one. Fogel looking not to let that runner move to second. Bunt. Sparks gets it over to first. Runner is advanced, but Maine does get the out. So this brings up the cleanup hitter. First baseman Shanice Castro got it started for Great Danes last inning. She looks at strike one. Sparks fools her. No place for the runner on second to go. Looks at strike two. So counts as 0-2. Just one out this inning and a runner on second. Oh. Okay. No. Vogel seemed to think Castro swung, but the second base umpire says no. So that'll be a ball, 1-2 on Castro. Hits it, Kozlowski can't handle it. We'll see how that is recorded. Runners advanced to third, and that ball was recorded as a hit by Castro. So we now have runners on the corners. Coots bring Rainfield into the mound. So we're in the bottom of the third inning. Albany is ahead 3-0. Runners on the corners and one out. And I believe we're at the number 7 hitter in their order. You guys at home have access to Game Tracker, so you'd have a better chance at picking that up on your own if you go into the live stats from either Maine or Albany's website. No, I'm sorry, that would be the 5th batter because Castro's on first. So this is the number 5 hitter. We're still into their power. Ball 1. Expect Castro to try to take second. Fogel will probably let her. Batter looks at nice strike one. As I said before, Sparks really has a lot of movement today. Ball low, so it's 2-1. Okay, nice little hit to third. Byron fires it over to Kane for the out. The runner on third will score, bring Albany's lead to 4 runs. Castro advances to second. So there are 2 outs. We're at the number 6 batter in the order. Ball gets past Vogel, and Castro will take third. Foul ball. Count is 1-1. Sparks looking for her third out of the inning now. Pops it up. Ralph calls for it, has it, ends the inning. So Albany picks up 1 more run, stretches their lead to 4. Black Bears looking to come back. Top of the 4th. Leading off for Maine will be sophomore Dagmar Ralphs. Ralphs has had a hot bat for Maine this season. Looking to get something started this inning. She'll be followed by senior Jen Eberhardt. And then designated hitter Gene Stevens, who is the only hit so far in the game for Maine.
Now moving on to the top of the 4th inning. Outfielder number 10, Dagmar Ralph.
Ralph pops it up, foul. No play, so strike 1. Up again. This time, third baseman has it easily. First out for Maine. That brings up Eberhardt.
Now batting at shortstop, number 15, Jennifer Eberhardt.
Jennifer Eberhardt was second on the team last year for home runs. She's got a lot of power. Ball outside. Eberhardt does not chase. Eberhardt smacks it right to the shortstop, who tosses it to the second baseman. Second baseman can't handle it. That's going to go down as a hit for Eberhardt, who's safely on first. Gene Stevens, who before that hit of Eberhardt's was the only hit of the game for Maine so far, steps up to the plate. Stevens is this year's home run leader for Maine. And on deck is junior Hillary Kane. Stevens takes strike 1. Swing and a miss for Stevens. Eberhardt gets back in time. Count is 0-2. Swing and a miss. Retires Stevens. So there are 2 outs now for Maine. Second runner of the day on base with Jen Eberhardt on first. Hillary Kane looking to make something happen. Kane dribbles it over to the pitcher, gets it to the first baseman, and that ends the half of the inning. So at the top of 4, Maine's down by 4 runs. Coots has made no defensive changes this inning. Sparks returns to the mound. Lineup is still the same as it was at the beginning of the game, with Sparks, Fogel catching, Kane at first, Kozlowski at second, Eberhardt at short, Byron at third, Ralston left, Jenkins in center, and Burke in right. As I said before, these girls are really focused. Hearing a lot of cheering for their teammates, and nobody is looking at the camera as they walk by. I mean, maybe they were warned. So Kylie Apostolina, the catcher. It's up first for Albany. This looks like this could be gone. It is. It is. Apostolina has a home run. Luckily, there was nobody on the bases. That increases Albany's lead to 5 runs. Infield takes the opportunity to get together.
Now they're in the shortstop, number 4, Electric Tool.
Swing and a miss. Foul. So it's 0-2 count. There are no outs so far this inning. Strikeout looking. 1 out. This brings up senior Diane McDowell. McDowell has been batting .184 on the season, and she'll be followed by freshman Vicki McFarland.
The left fielder, number 27, Diane McDowell.
Ball in the dirt. Ball 1 on McDowell. Ball high. Count is 2-0. McDowell hits it right to the first baseman. Kane handles it easily for the 2nd out of the game. And this brings up Vicki McFarland for her 3rd at bat of the game.
Number 5, Vicki McFarland.
Strike 1 on McFarland. McFarland sends it right to second baseman. Kozlowski gets it. to Kane in time for the out. So the only damage this inning was Apostolina's home run. Maine now moves to the top of the 5th, down by 5 runs.
At the close of play, ULM 5, Maine 0.
Albany is making a substitution in right field.
Leading off the top of the 5th inning for the Blackbears, the third baseman, number 35, Nikki Byron.
Springs freshman Nikki Byron to the plate. She'll be followed by center fielder Lindsey Jenkins. Byron fouls it off over the Albany dugout. Brittany McFawn still on the mound for the Great Danes. Byron chops that one left. Foul. 0-2. Fouled again. Still 0-2. It's a cool day here in Albany, New York. Everybody's in their winter hats and gloves. Oh, Byron hits it over to the shortstop, who gets it to the first baseman for the out. Brings up center fielder Lindsey Jenkins, will be followed by right fielder Jess Burke. There was a little bit of snow on the ground driving in, but I don't see any here on the field. And the precipitation has held off, at least for this first game of the doubleheader. Okay, left-handed flapper Lindsey Jenkins from Greenwich, Connecticut steps up, swing and a miss, strike 1. Bunts it foul, strike 2. So 1 out, 0-2 on Jenkins. Burke on deck. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on Jenkins.
Now batting right field, number 14, Jessica Burke.
Burke pops it up. McDowell in left field is going for it, gets under it for the 3rd out of the inning. Sparks takes the mound to the bottom of the 5th inning. Down 5 runs. Maine has had 2 hits today. Jane Stevens and Jen Eberhardt have produced at the plate for Maine. Okay, this is a new batter in the number 2 spot for Albany. She came in right field last inning. Foul. The announcer just said she was pinch hitting, but she played in the field last inning, so he just must not have gotten the update. 0-1. Sparks jumps ahead quickly. Shows bunt, strike 2. Count is 0-2 on right fielder Stephanie Tallarico. Swing and a miss. Drop third strike. Fogel recovers it and throws it to Kane first base. Didn't look like Tallarico knew to run in the first place. She is a little slow getting off on that one. 1 down. Springs up the number 3 hitter. Will be followed by cleanup hitter Shanice Castro. Strike 1. Castro, who waits on deck, has scored both times she's been up this game. Pop it up. No play for Fogel. 0-2. Ball low. Count is 1-2. Called strike 3. So 2 outs on Albany. Shanice Castro comes up to the plate. Ball 1 in the dirt. Nice stop by Fogel. Ball high. So 2 balls. No strikes, 2 outs. Ball, so it's 3-0 to Sharice Castro. Ball 4. 4 balls in a row. Castro takes her base. Number 5 hitter in the order is up. 2 outs. Strike 1 on Alcorn. Looks at it. Ball in the dirt. Fogel stays in front of it. No damage. Looks at strike 2. Count is 1-2. 2 outs. Runner on first. Foul ball. Still 2 strikes. Count as 1-2. That'll probably be a wild pitch. But in any event, Castro moves to second. Ball hit the dirt and popped right up. So Lauren Alcorn has worked the count back to 2-2. Castro is now at second in scoring position. Alcorn hits it deep. It's back. Jenkins is easily under it. That was the third out, so the run won't score. So at the end of 5 complete innings, Albany 5, Maine 0. 7 hits for Albany, 2 for Maine. Brittany McFawn will return to the circle for the 6th inning for Albany. Starting off with Kristen Kozlowski, followed by MJ Fogle and Jen Eberhardt. Okay, strike 1, Kozlowski. Fouled it off 2. You got a sense of some of Kozlowski's speed as she raced down to first base on that one. Count is 0-2. Fogle waits on deck. Swing and a miss. First batter retired. Fogle steps to the plate, and sophomore Dagmar Ralph is on deck.
Number 18, MJ Fogle.
Strike 1 on Fogle. Ball. Fogle does not chase. Count as 1-1. We're in the top of the 6th inning, and Maine really needs to get something started here. Fogle is near, if not at the top of the team in batting average. Nice record of producing in clutch situations. Ball 2. Nice hit down the center field line. Fogle easily makes it to first to the 3rd Black Bear hit of the day. That'll bring up Dagmar Ralphs.
Fielder, number 10, Dagmar Ralphs.
Dagmar!
Ralph sends it right to third, hits it to second, fires over for the double play, doesn't get it, so Ralph is on by a fielder's choice. Fogel is retired. The Black Bears now have 2 outs, bringing senior Jen Eberhardt to the plate. And Jane Stevens in the circle. You see that Maine has 3 hits up there this game. 2 of them were by Eberhardt and Stevens. So we're in a good position to do something with Ralph's on first. Ball low and outside. Eberhardt does not chase. Albany won the America's East Conference last year, going down in the first round of the NCAA Finals. Eberhardt sends it over to left field. McDowell gets it, sends it back in, but Ralphs is now on second, Eberhardt on first. 2 outs, and Gene Stevens, who has actually one of the 4 hits in this game, Eberhardt has 2 of them, is up at the plate. And Hillary Kane steps into on deck. We're going to need all of them to score if Maine's going to do something. Stevens looks at strike 1. Ralph's looking to move. 0-1, 2 outs. Stevens pops it up behind her. No place for the runners to go. Count is 0-2.
Okay, find the middle of the ball now.
Stevens does not chase ball 1. Count is 1-2. Swing and a miss. 3rd out for Maine. Strands 2 runners. So Albany has 5 runs on 7 hits. Maine has no runs on 4 hits. Bottom of the 6th inning brings Albany up. No defensive changes for Maine. Foul. Okay, popped it up, and Byron has it. Fogel, Sparks, and Byron were all going for it. That's 1 out. Okay, Kylie Apostolina's up. She hit the home run, her last at bat. Catcher swing and a miss. Consolino pops it up. Both Ralphs and Eberhard are under it. Eberhard gets it. Closely avoids a crash with Ralphs, but that's out number 2. Okay, we have a new hitter in the lineup for Albany.
Sorry, old guy. Sorry about that. Numbers on there.
Pinch hitter.
Pinch hitting for the great team, number 20, Taylor Floyd.
2 outs for Albany. Ball's popped up. No play for Fogel. Ball 1, count as 1-1. Pops it up. Byron is after it, but called off by Eberhard for out 3. So Maine held Albany scoreless that inning. Maine comes back in the top of the 7th.
Harper was sunny, I remember. But sunny's windy. Harper's gorgeous. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can back. Yeah. I mean, if the coach...
Be leading off with Hillary Kane, first baseman from Concord, New Hampshire.
BlackBears, number 9, Hillary Kane.
Kane will be followed by Nicky Byron. He's on deck. Ball 1 in the dirt to Kane. Strike 1, 0-1. Sorry, 1-1. Strike 2, that was low, but it is what the umpire calls it. So it's 1-2 to Kane. Byron on deck. Swing and a miss for Kane. Goes down, first out in the top of the 7th. Albany leads Maine by 5 runs. Byron looks at strike 1. Byron hits it over the shortstop. Can't handle it.
job, Nikki.
Gets the first. 5th hit of the game for Maine. So Byron's on. Coach Coots is talking to the umpire. She could be pinch running for Byron. Freshman Stephanie Wood is going to be going in at pinch running for Nikki Byron. And we are going to have number 13, sophomore Chelsea Cunin, pinch hitting for senior Lindsay Jenkins. Maine has 1 out. Swing and a miss for Cunin. Cunin is a sophomore from Carlsbad, California.
Go, Chelsea!
Pops it up to the pitcher. Wood does not move. 2 outs. Bring up freshman right fielder Jess Burke.
Now ready, the right fielder number 14,
And Kristen Kozlowski on deck. Kozlowski fouls the first pitch back. Looks at strike 2. Count is 0-2 on Burke. Stephanie Wood at first base, looking to move. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Burke stays alive, fouls it up back.
Yes.
Burke hits it up the left field line foul. Stays alive. Count is 0-2. Burke pops it up. Lots of Great Danes under it. Shortstop gets it to end the game. It's 5 runs on 7 hits for Albany, no runs on 5 hits for Maine. I'm going to turn it off right away because I'm running on battery power. We'll be back at about 3 o'clock for the second game of the series with